longer each time. Pretty women, fascinating, sipping coffee, dancing. Pretty women are a wonder. Pretty women sitting in a window, standing on the stair. Something in them cheers the air. Pretty women silhouetted, stay within you glancing, stay forever, breathing lightly. Pretty women. In their gardens, leather riding, flower picking, weather watching, how they make a man sing. Proof of heaven while you're living. Pretty women, pretty women, pretty women, pretty women, pretty women. Pretty women are a wonder. Thank you, and thank you for coming out. This should be something. I'm not really a cabaret artist, probably more loungy and sleazy, but we were trying to find something different to do. I've done so many things in this house. I think they had to actually close up one of those rooms up there. But I thought that it could be entertaining just to talk a little about several failed relationships. Or at least interesting, if not for you, then for me, or at least cathartic. So I thought I'd open up with a little tune called Pretty Women from Sweeney Todd, which actually kind of, in retrospect, it kind of makes you feel better about your relationships because he killed two of his women and tried to kill a third. So I probably didn't do so bad. But Pretty Women, I just have this thing, about pretty women. You know, it's just something that's just fascinating. The problem is most other people do as well. So if you find yourself aligned with a pretty woman, then you have the problem. You know, you have to keep fighting because everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. That's plain to see. She's got a form like Venus on the palace walls of Greece. Can no one come between us? She's my Sheba, I'm her chic. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me, yeah. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me, that's right. Said everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. That's plain to see. Now when my baby kisses me upon my rosy cheeks, I just let those kisses stay. I don't wash my face for weeks. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me, that's right. Nobody but me. Nobody but me, you heard it here. Nobody but me. Nobody but me, one more time. Nobody but me. Nobody but me. So I thought perhaps, you know, as going through this journey of relationships, that, you know, maybe that's not always the thing. But you know, no matter who you go for, you have to go through this dating thing, and you know, I just never was very creative. You know, it's a long process. It seems, and you know, you try to make it interesting and different, and it's like you just eventually you just find yourself sitting about with whoever this is. But you know, sometimes, well, you know, sometimes that can actually be not so bad. Here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yawning. See how late it gets, two sleepy people. Dawn's early light, and too much in love to say goodnight. Here we are, in this cozy chair, picking on a wishbone from the Frigidaire. Two sleepy people with nothing more to say, but too much in love to break away. Do you remember the nights we used to linger in the hall? Your father didn't like it at all. Do you remember the reason that we met in the fall? To rent this little nest and get a little rest. Oh, here we are, just about the same. Foggy little fella, dizzy little dame. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and too much in love to say goodnight. The nights we used to linger in the hall, back then they called it lingering. Your father didn't like it at all. I was crazy about it. Do you remember the reason that we married in the fall? I know there was a gun involved. To rent this little nest and get a piece of us, my darling. Here we are, just about the same. Tired little fella, sticky little dame, little too much lingering in the hall there. Two sloppy or sleepy people by dawn's early light. Too much in love to say goodnight. I don't know that I have a real type. I don't know if you lined up all the suspects that they in any way coalesce and you'd find an unsub. I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds. You'd have to watch that to know that term. But you know, I know there's one thing. I do kind of like a girl who's rather peaceful. You know, my life tends to be a bit turbulent, so you kind of want something to kind of counterbalance that. And I actually played this song. It's a funny thing. I'm doing was it book signing or it was something at Cranbrook for Jamie Bernstein, Lena Bernstein's daughter. Charming, she really is. She's really, really pleasant. They just said, well, just play some Bernstein. And I said, well, she probably has heard all the West Side Story stuff, so I just tried to pick some more obscure things as they came to mind. And one of the pieces I played was this, which is from originally appeared in Wonderful Town. And I just noticed she was just really overcome. And she told me that her father had actually written that when she was born as a lullaby to her, this song. And I've always kind of liked it, and we're going to plug it in right here. So. I love a quiet girl. I love a gentle girl, warm as sunlight, soft, soft as snow. Her smile, a tender smile, her voice, a velvet voice, soft as music, soft, soft as snow. When she is near me, the world my gentle girl? Where is that special girl who is soft, soft as snow? When she is near me, the world's in repose. We need no words, she sees and she knows. But where is my quiet girl? Where is my gentle girl? Where is that special girl who is soft, soft as snow? Somewhere, somewhere, my quiet girl. So, thank you. So, getting back to this dating thing. So, I have to date myself because, I was too early to get in on this online thing where I'd probably just been swiping away at home. But, back in the day, you actually had to go out, to try to meet people, and never was my strong suit. It was really kind of depressing. First of all, there were bars and clubs, and first of all, the music's so loud you can't hear anything. So if someone is talking to you, you know what they're saying. So you just have to smile and nod. But just approaching people, and so I was taught that the best way to do this was go up to someone you're interested in and say can I buy you a drink? Never worked. And I'm thinking how much of a loser do you have to be that you can't give someone free alcohol? And really. So, I pretty much gave up on that. But I do remember one time, and I did tell a girl, I said, if you gave me a chance, you probably find I'm pretty good, and I'm a good man, and you should probably take heed of that because a good man is hard to find. You usually find the other kind, just the one you're with today. Just when you think that he's your pal, you look around and find him smooching with some other gal, and then you rant and you rave. You want to see him down in his grave. So if you found a man that's nice, better take my advice, honey. Hug him in the morning, kiss him every night. Give him lots of loving and treat him right, because a good man is hard to find. to find. Yeah, most of you in here with the other kind, you know the ones. He says, I'm going out, honey, to get me a beer. And you don't see that brother for another year. And then you rant and you rave. You want to see him down in his grave. So if you found a man that's nice, better take my advice, honey. Hug him every morning. Kiss him every night. You give him happy ending, he just might treat you right. I tell you, a good man is hard to find. You don't hear me? I said, a good man is hard to find. Let me put it to you this way. A hard man is sure enough good to find. That's right, yeah, I tell you. That's what's called sage advice. Sage advice. Well, she was unconvinced by my narrative, and that still didn't work. So anyway, I gave up on the bars. But, so there was this girl, title of the show. You'll hear that several times. It really was my idea to make this kind of a drinking thing, but liquor license being what they were. But every time if you had took a drink every time you heard that, the show would be better. But we'll do what we can with what we have. So there was this girl, and I had met her when I was in school, but she moved away. She went to college at a different place, and we lost track of one another quite entirely. But I thought she was just fetching, and I was very excited. Years later, I had heard that her family still lived in the area, and she was coming back, and I said, oh my goodness. And she reached out, thank God for Facebook, so we can keep in touch. And know what everybody is eating, because that's important. So, I know. We reached out and we talked to another, and she was coming back, and I was so excited. I said, I got to get myself together, because, I was thinner when she knew me before. But I was so excited that she was coming back, so I was getting myself ready. Gotta get my old tuxedo pressed. Gotta sew a button on my vest, 'cause tonight I gotta look my best. Lulu's back in town. Gotta get a half a buck somewhere. Gotta shine my shoes. Gotta slick my hair. I need to get me one of them boutonnieres. Lulu's back in town. Well, you can tell all my pets, all my Harlem coquettes, Mr. Waddles regrets he won't be around. You can tell the mailman not to call. I ain't coming home until the fall. In fact, I might not get home at all. Lulu's back in town. Regrets he won't be around. You can tell the mailman not to call. I ain't coming home until the fall. If I get lucky, honey, I ain't coming home at all. Lulu's back in town. That's right. Lulu's back in town. You heard it here. Lulu's back in town. I said it. Lulu's back in town. Hot damn. Lulu's back in one more time. Say Lulu's back in town. So her name wasn't Lulu, but anyway, she did come, and we went out, and she stayed for a while, and we saw quite a bit of one another. But I found it was this kind of annoying trait. She wanted a lot. She did. And I had a kind of an affectionate name for her. I began to call her Minnie. And, well, here's the reason why, and you can all help me with this one. Story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a red-hot hoochie coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Heidi, 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 ho! With a bloke named Smokey. Now she loved him, though he was cocaine. He took her down to Chinatown and showed her how to kick that gong around. Heidi, Heidi, ho! She met up with old Deacon Lowdown. You're gonna see him tomorrow. He said, now men, you ought to slow down. Then she showed him a jelly roll. Deacon Lowdown hollered out, Lord, save my soul. Heidi, 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 ho! Audio, 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 oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Well, then they put Minnie where they put the crazies. Now poor Minnie, she's just kicking up daisies. That's her story and it ends my song. She was a good gal, but they done her wrong. Heidi, 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 oh. Heidi, 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 Heidi. Pardon me. I was fortunate, I still think so, particularly this past season, to have studied here at University of Michigan. So I spent some, I know, go blue. So I spent a lot of time in Ann Arbor. Now, some of you, this will resonate with you. Some of you didn't get here soon enough. But there was this club called the Rubaiyat. Yeah. And it was a remarkable little place. It was very fluent, depending on which night you went, and I went on several, but that's a whole nother show. But I was there one night with some of my buddies from choir, and so there was this girl who was a good friend of one of my choir buddies. I'd never seen her before, but it was her sister, actually, and we just met that night at the club, and as you know, clubs are loud, but back then I used to dance a lot. So we got on the floor and we were just dancing and just having a wonderful time. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the dance floor, it was a fast number, it wasn't a slow number, we just started kissing. I mean, it was like that scene in Carrie, you know, when they're kissing on the floor and it starts spinning. Really, it was fabulous. So we were just out there kissing while everybody's dancing around us, and then we went back to the, you know, where we were sitting, and we were kissing some more. And we drove home in the car because there was only ever one car between all of us, and we kissed all the way. So it was fabulous, and then I was like, wow, this is something, I thought. And turns out that this girl had, you know, she was supposed to be engaged to be married, and had called off the engagement. I know, well, it wasn't my fault. Yeah, and so, you know, I didn't know this, but, you know, we were like, well, we should see more of each other because this is some red hot mimosa here. So we did. We had this fabulous whirlwind courtship. Lasted about 2 days. And yeah, had nothing in common, absolutely nothing. It was, I tell you, it was so bad, she not only went back to her fiance, but she asked me to play for the wedding. And this is the song that she asked me to play. There were bells, true story, on a hill, but I never heard them ringing, no, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging, no, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was music, there were wonderful roses, they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing, no, I never heard it at all, till there was you. wonderful roses, or so they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. Never saw her again. So you really can't have a conversation about relationships, especially if music is involved, and not sing the blues, because let's face it, that's what made the blues so popular. So here's one. Well, I love my baby, but my baby, she don't love me. Starts bad and gets worse. Said I love my baby, but my baby, she don't love me. She done give me that squirrel juice, y'all. Squirrel juice, y'all. It's got me running up a tree, that's what it do. Well, I called my baby, another man answered her phone. You know that ain't right. Said I called my baby, and another man answered her phone. I asked to talk to you. You know what he told me? He said they was in a prayer meeting, y'all, and his name was Pastor Bone. Pastor Bone. just to see what I could see. Probably not a good idea. I said I crept up to my baby's window just to see what I could see. Well, she wasn't in no prayer meeting, y'all, but she was sure enough down on her knees. Yeah, yeah. No, not good, not good. So I took the gentlemanly approach, and I said I was going to write a letter to see what we could do. So I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm going to write words oh so sweet. They're going to knock me off my feet. Put lots of kisses down on the bottom. I'll be glad I got 'em, and I'm gonna write and say, I hope you're feeling better, and sign it, love, just the way you do. I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. Myself a letter, because I'm tired of waiting on one from you, and make believe it came from you, you lousy son of a. I'm gonna write words oh so sweet, they're gonna knock me off my size 12 feet. Put lots of kisses down on the bottom. You're gonna be sorry that you ain't got 'em. I'm gonna write and say, I hope you're feeling better. That's a lie. I hope you're sick as a dog. And sign in love the way you used to do, honey. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself an epistle with a missile, honey, and to make believe it came. That's a low down dirty shame. I gotta make believe that letter came from you. You dog, you dog, you dog. So scratch that one off. Yeah, so done deal. One of the challenges I found, because being a musician, you know, I perennially poor. That's why I'm working tonight. But you know that doesn't really fly well in the whole dating thing. So there's always going to be some Valentine's Day or sweetest day. Wait, sweetest day? Really? Who? Anyway, or a birthday or something like that. So you always have to have some kind of gift, and sometimes you just don't. So I tried this once. There was this girl, and now that it's your birthday, I don't know what to do. Can't give you a Thunderbird or a penthouse with a view. Can't even buy a little gift. I'm much too broke, I find. But there's one way that I can say it, and I sure hope you don't mind. I can't give you anything but love, baby. Make sure you put the baby in. That's the only thing there's plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, and you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets, Woolworths doesn't sell, baby. Oh, till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. I'd love to see you looking swell, baby, but diamond bracelets Woolworths doesn't sell, baby. So till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything but love. Thank you. It didn't work. It didn't work. But before I came to U of M, I was very privileged to go to a very special place. It was a camp, actually. And my piano teacher told me about it. She said, you know, I need you to go to Interlaken. And I said I had had some bad summer camp experiences. I said I don't think so. But you know, I read the literature and I said, hey, this could be promising. And I tell you, it's one of my favorite places on the planet. I was fortunate enough to spend 2 summers there at the music camp and then finish up my high school years at the academy. And you know, being a musician, you know, as a kid, I wasn't the most athletic type. You know, I'd run around, but you know, I wasn't very good at anything. And I spent a lot of time, you know, just at home practicing. And you know, you really don't have people, generally just the neighborhood people to share it with. I mean, they don't really care if you master the Chopin etude or something like that. You can't really go out and brag about that. So you know, it was always like, well, I'm doing all this and I just feel so isolated. But you get to Interlaken and there's just all these people, 2,000 kids, your age, who are all as passionate about this as you are in the arts. And I just thought it was just a remarkable place. So there was this girl. And I tell you, you didn't have a lot of time in it. Like, we were 13, 14, you know, what you gonna do? There literally were 2 camps. There was a men's camp, which was separated by a lake and a highway, from the girls' camp, from the girls' cabins, which were on the other side. And between classes and rehearsals and everything, you just, you know, it wasn't really that serious. It couldn't be. They had two gates, entrances to the girls' camp. It was interesting. One was called Shake Gate, where you, and the other was called Date Gate, where you could actually kiss, I guess. I never made it to either one, so I'm just going by what they told me. But anyway, we were all hanging out, and there was this girl, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, she's really cute. Kind of put you in the mind of Amy Irving, you know, the curly hair, you know, and, you know, just really cute. And I probably never would have gotten up the courage to even ask her anything, because what are you going to do? All you could do is, like, you want to go to the Melody Freeze and get an ice cream cone. You know, there was nothing else to do there. It didn't lock him. But I did tell some of my friends, I said, you know, I really think she's real cute. And I guess I was thinking maybe they would, you know, because they're being loose-lipped and foolish, they would probably tell her, and something good might come from it. Well, they did, and they gleefully came back to report to me that her response was, really? Can't he find someone of his own kind? And it really hit me in a certain kind of way. I still don't think to this day, and even back then, I didn't think she was a mean person. I thought that was just her honest response. And I guess I finally had felt that I had found this community of people we all had something that kind of bound us together, a kind of common humanity, be it artistic or whatever. And I just remember sitting in my cabin thinking, wow, that's, you can't really overcome that one. And if I had known it back then, I probably would have sung this. Cold, empty bed, spring's hard as lead, feel like old Ned, wish I was dead. What did I do to be so black and blue? Even the mouse that run from my house, they laugh at you and scorn you too. What did I do to be so black and blue? I'm white inside, but that ain't never helped my case. 'Cause I can't hide what is in my face. See, I'm white inside, but you know that ain't never helped my case. 'Cause I can't hide what is in my face. How will it end? Ain't got a friend. My only sin is in my what did I do to be so black and blue? Thank you. So, living an interesting thing about that song. It actually first appeared in a musical called Hot Chocolates. It's sometimes called Connie's Hot Chocolates. One of the first all-black musicals to ever play on Broadway. It had actually played off-Broadway in Harlem and different places before they decided to move it to Broadway because it was doing so well. In the process, one of the backers, you know what backers are, a businessman named Dutch Schultz approached Fats Waller and his writing partner Andy Razaf and said, you know what this show needs is a happy song that depicts the happy life of the Negro in the 1920s yet. Yeah. And that's the song they wrote. I don't know how it made it in the show. Interesting thing, and the reason that Fats Waller never sang that, he never recorded it. He recorded it playing the organ, but you did hear Louis Armstrong record it several times, and he was introduced to it because he was actually in the band of that show. In the band, Louis Armstrong. Historically, you just never know what you're going to get at Kerrytown, you know. So, anyway, there's this girl. Interestingly enough, we first met at school. So she tells me when I was in the 4th grade, and she heard me playing the piano in the lobby of the school. I did not notice her at all, but she says she remembers me from that period. So fast forward, both of us entered into marriages, which that's a whole nother sad show. Got out of that, finished that, and reconnected 20-some years later. And we have now been married for 28 years. So there is yet hope. And I've finished the dating scene. I sing this sometimes. She doesn't really like it, but I sing it to her anyway. The more I read the papers, the less I comprehend the world and all its capers and how it all will end. Nothing seems to be lasting, but that isn't our affair. We've got something permanent, I mean in the way we care. It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may all be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh, my dear, our love is here to stay, and together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. But, oh my dear, our love is here to stay, and together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here. Our love is here. Our love is here to stay. So that's going well. Oh, that's going well. I actually told her about the show tonight, and I said you should come, and she said, well, I'm going to get my hair done. So since she didn't show up, I'm going to dedicate this to her, which is a little remembrance of our first meeting. Up in Harlem, at a table for two, there were four of us, me, your big feet, and you. From the ankles up, oh, you sure are sweet. But down below, there's just too much feet. Yes, your feet's too big. Don't watch her, 'cause your feet feet's too big. Can't stand you 'cause your feet's too big. I really hate you 'cause your feet's too big. Listen here, honey. Yeah, da da da. Where'd you get 'em? Yeah, da da da. Forget it. Now look, son. Your girl, she likes you, huh? She thinks you're nice. She does. Thinks you've got what it takes to be in paradise. That's what she said. Loves your face. Really digs your rig, but God almighty, son, them feet, they too big. Boy, your feet too big. Kinda smell too. Don't want you 'cause your feet's too big. Can't stand you 'cause your feet's too big. Wanna backhand you 'cause your feet's too big. Go ahead and stop around Sasquatch. To put it scientifically, your pedal extremities are simply colossal, honey. When you step in the mud, it looks like a fossil, Petasaurus rex, right down there. I remember one time you tried to sneak up in the door, but those big gunboats came in 15 minutes before, honey. Feet's too big. Don't want you 'cause your feet's too big. Can't use you 'cause your feet's too big. Wanna abuse you, honey, 'cause your feet's too big. Now look here, baby. You know it's sad and a little bit funny. But every time I'm with you, you are asking me for money. Now look here. If you want diamonds and bracelets and brooches, you should go downtown and get a job stepping on roaches. Honey, put those feet to work. Don't want you 'cause your feet's too big. I can't stand you 'cause your feet's too big. I really hate you 'cause your feet's too big. I'm gonna let this alone, but look here. When you die, ain't nobody gonna sob. Nobody. Oh, but that undertaker's gonna have one heck of a job, I tell you. You're gonna look mighty funny laying up in that casket with those big bananas just sticking about your basket. Yes, feet's too big. Don't want you 'cause your feet's too big. Can't stand you 'cause your feet's too big. I really hate you 'cause your feet's too big. That's right, said your feet's too big. Don't want you 'cause your feet's too big. Can't stand you 'cause your feet's too big. I really hate you 'cause your feet's too big. Man, your pedal extremities are obnoxious. But I love you. I love you. And that's what happens when you don't support your husband. So, anyway, you all have been marvelous. I hope you've had a good time tonight. It's been fun sharing with you, and most of it was actually true. So, happy to report that after 28 years, I've slowed down. And as much as anyone could tell, no one to talk with all by myself. No one to walk with but I'm happy upon the show. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you, for you. Well, maybe not for you, but we'll see. I know for certain the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's you that I'm thinking of. What'd you say your name was again? Oh, yes. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. It's like this. Like Jack Horner in the corner. Don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late. Got no place to go, no money neither. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. Thank you